Praise God, bro. Praise God. Praise God.
Yeah, we're here live with ABFIVE. Might look a little different. We not on IG Live no more. Upgraded to a studio. I love it. This is what I wanted. This is where I want to go. This is, one day, I'm gonna get even bigger and do my own thing. But for now, we here, baby. Got my guests, Pito Pistola. That's for back in the days. We don't call him that no more. But what's up, brother? Thank you for being here.
My pleasure, my brother.
I like to tell people thank you for being here. But what I always like to say is thank you for your time. You don't get time back. You were gracious enough to sit down with me. I appreciate it. I just want to let you know that from the beginning. And let's do it, baby. Born and raised. Tell me. I like to start born and raised. You know what I mean?
Born and raised right here in the Bronx native. Southern Boulevard, Hunts Point area, and the back half was in Cypress.
Oh.
But yeah, I did a lot of time in Cypress. But I'm originally from Southern Boulevard, Hunts Point. And ya tú sabes.
And what year we talking about? You was born. When you was born?
Damn, I tell everybody I'm 32, so I gotta say the truth here. 1970.
Okay,
1970.
70. I'm 75, so I'm right behind you. So we talking about by the time you're 10, that's when you start like seeing shit for real. So you talking about 1980.
Yeah.
Now we talking about. What was that like in the Bronx in the 80s, bro? We talking about 80, 79, 80, 81.
The Bronx in the 80s, let me see, what we was doing in the 80s, bro. Even though I was 10.
Yeah.
Well, going on 11 because I'm a New Year's baby,
Yeah.
But in the 80s, bro, believe it or not, we was hitting trucks, bro.
No, I know about that. Yeah.
Yo, we started off hitting trucks like crazy, 10 years old, 12 years old. We was picking up boxes for our older brothers,
Yeah.
So we was hitting trucks.
For those that don't, let me help the people out.
Yeah, right.
For those that don't know what hitting trucks is, so the big 18-wheelers come from wherever they come from. They come off the Sheridan, and they have to stop at a light. And at that light, someone's gonna come with a big crowbar, bust that lock open, throw out all the steaks, pork chops, chicken, and we're talking about, if they're good, we're talking about 30, 40 boxes, easy?
Oh yeah, easy. And the thing with us is, right, like I said, we from Southern Boulevard, so
Yeah.
we used to all live, me and all my crime, we used to all live in Longfellow and Whitlock, right?
Yeah.
So anybody who's from the Bronx, they know that's where the 6 train goes underground.
100%.
So when the trucks are coming through there, they got to make like a curve to
Yeah.
keep going to Hunts Point. What we used to do, we used to open the pump and fill that up with water. So the truck had to slow down because the train tracks are going underground. And they slow down to a crawl, and that's when we used to get
Ay, bendito. That's, hey man, it's the way that, because they were still doing it back, when I was a kid, but it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? It was people started getting locked up. That whole exit started getting hot. So, my OGs just moved on to other things. But so continue. So that was like your first taste of maldades, like they say.
Yeah. Well, that was my first participation. It wasn't my first taste because back then, I ain't gonna lie, there was a lot of violence. Violence was something we grew up with. So for us, violence was like a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. The beginning of my life, my first path, it was based on violence, but I didn't see nothing wrong with it because it was the normal.
Yeah.
By the time I was like 9 years old, right there, they had a club right there on Longfellow. One time, some dudes went in there to rob it because in the back they used to, play cards. They killed the 3 dudes. And I was like 8, going on 9. The guys, they came, I'm not gonna say no names, and gave me money if I could clean up. You know what I'm saying? So I was cleaning up, blood and body pieces at that time.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Gangster.
So,
But not really.
not really. But it was normal for us.
Yeah.
That was the norm. So, everything I did, up to the point where I got arrested, I ain't seen nothing wrong with it because it was a normal thing for us. As I'm older now, I see, like, damn. But at that point, it wasn't.
I feel you. And let's go to the parents. Mom and dad. You had both.
Yes and no. When we first moved to Longfellow, I had both my parents. But my father in '75, my father got locked up for killing the police. It was in Puerto Rico. So they wind up. He came back from Puerto Rico over here. We was hiding in Longfellow. They caught up with him. They took him back. So he went to jail in Puerto Rico. We stood here with my mom. My mom didn't want to go back to Puerto Rico because, when you kill a police in Puerto Rico, it should get hot for the whole family.
Yeah. So
we stood here, my mom and me and my siblings.
Okay, so now my dude's got how many brothers and sisters?
I got one older brother, which you meet later,
Yeah.
and two sisters from my mom and my dad. From my dad, chacho, olvídate.
But in the house in Longfellow, it was 4 of you.
It was 4 of us.
Okay, and now we got a single woman doing this by herself.
Yes.
So that's when I can't really keep track of my son, and he's out there doing crazy shit.
Exactly. And on top of that, a single woman with a very heavy Spanish accent. At that time, she ain't speak a lot of English, so imagínate.
So the money wasn't coming in either.
No. Listen, when we was in Longfellow, now remember back then, it's not like now, there's Section 8 and all that. No.
None of that program shit.
None of that program shit. So we had an apartment, we had no light. So we used to take the extension cord and hook it up to the light post. Y a las 6:30, when the motherfucking light posts go on, that's when we used to get electricity in the house. So
that's some real shit, bro.
Yeah, that's how we started,
Wow. And then, so I don't want to get off topic, but the system, when I say the system, I mean, let's just lock them up. But they don't know, like, bro, these people, and not only New York, we talking about Chicago, we talking about Florida, we talking about LA, bro, the poor people got to do certain shit to eat. They gotta break into. I don't want to say it's cool or it's valid, but I gotta break into that fucking butcher shop to get some steak, and it's fucked up. But anyway, let's not digress. It's just it's just fucked up, man. And
let me hit on one point right there with the topic you just said, right?
Yeah.
What makes it bad for Latinos and blacks is the simple fact that at that time most of the police was white. My first record, if you look at my record, it was when I was 8 years old for a stolen car. 8 years old, I didn't even know how to drive. So on Longfellow, they had abandoned cars on bricks, and us as kids, we used to play in them. Police came and snatched me and my crimey chickie up, right? And playing in an abandoned car.
Don't tell me they charged you for a stolen car that was fucking on bricks.
They charged us for a stolen car, man. A stolen car on bricks.
That's fucking crazy.
And if you look at my record, that's my first arrest.
And it's bullshit.
We was just kids playing in a abandoned car.
That got stolen 2 weeks ago.
Yo, it had no tires, no doors.
You ain't driving shit.
We was just playing with the steering wheel, making noises like if we was driving.
And back then, if I'm not mistaken, they were Irish. There was a lot of Irish cops.
Yes.
And the way. It's not like now. Like you take a fucking test, they put it on the newspaper. Tell them take a test. No, it was. My father's a cop. My 2 sons are gonna go straight in. Fuck academy.
Yeah.
So it was a very in-house. Even with the fire department, that's why they got fucking lawsuit not so long ago because it was all in-house. They had to open it up for the blacks and Latinos. Thank God because we still would have been in fucking shambles. But all right, so. That's the problem. My next question was, growing up in the 80s, but you just touched on it, like stupid shit like that, like, so now let's move on to like, 11, 12, 13. Now,
Chapter 11, 12, and 13, me and my crime was already hustling by then,
Yeah.
It's funny because Al principio, we started off. Me and I don't know for those from the Bronx that know, my crime is Chicky, right? So me and Chicky, we decided to get some weed. And we know nothing about weed, man. So we tried to make bags, and we went to Hunt's Whole Avenue, and we said, yo, this is our block. We gonna sell weed here. And we put weed out there, and I think we sold one bag in about 2 days. You know?
So y'all just had this fucking idea.
We had an idea, you know what I'm saying? But okay.
No connect, no nothing.
No connect or nothing, no plan. You know, so that's how we started.
She was oregano.
Chacho, que. We said, yo. So we said, this is not working out. So he said, what are we gonna do? So he says, yo, let's do some dog food. So we said, all right, fuck it. Everybody else is doing it, let's get in it, right? So we wound up getting that. And it's the most funniest shit because none of us used to get high. But we know all the dolphins, they fucking with dog food. So we said, all right, we're gonna do this. We got the dog food. And we get in a house. I'm not gonna say no names, you know, but we got the girls with us, and we said we're gonna bag this up. And we never did it before. We got no gloves or nothing. And we bagging
no
that
mask,
shit up.
no nothing.
No mask or nothing. And the shit was raw dog. So we bagging it up.
Niggas is high like a motherfucker.
And everything. Yo, we got so fucking high. We was like, what? You know, Chacho, we ain't know what was going on because we don't mess around. Yeah. But it's in the air and it's going in through our pores from our hands and everything. Yeah. So that was the next bad experience. You know?
Next bad experience.
But, you know, at the time, from every bad experience, we learning something. Yeah. So we kept moving on from there until we actually learned what we was doing, you know?
Okay, so let's I just want to go to from the hustling. What year, how old were you when you got your, how many times you got locked up, first of all? Well, what I mean by locked up is like slap on the wrist, in and out, overnight, or you just went straight in?
No, I got locked up once. Besides the issue with the car, I got locked up once for assault with a weapon, right? And I got bailed out. I got locked up again, otra vez, same thing, assault with a weapon. I got bailed out, so I never even made it to Rikers Island. Okay. I caught a Fed case in '86. For that one, I got locked up. They sent me to MCC in Manhattan, but I was only there. They held me until I showed proof where my bail money was coming from. Okay. So I had to go through all the paperwork for that. So in reality, me quedé ahí maybe less than 2 weeks. Once the proof came through where the bail money is coming from, I got bailed out. Y afuera de eso, and I beat the case. So I never really been in jail into my last.
All right, and what age are we talking about?
That was all. It was all in 16. I was 16 at the time for all of them, and except when I finally, even the one I got locked up for that I did my time, I was 16 when I got locked up and I ran. So I ran for casi un año. I went to California. I stood out there for almost a year. And
how'd you end up getting caught?
Chacho.
Don't tell me a girl.
No, believe it or not, at the time I had my daughter.
Oh, you already had a kid?
Yeah, I had a kid.
Oh, nice.
With my first wife, and I had a daughter. But when I got bailed out, I ran. I got bailed out. My mom was waiting for me outside in the car. I got in the car and we went straight to the airport. And I left, but I left my daughter. So I'm in California with my ex-wife, and I was chilling, and me entró una pendeja ahí. I got into a little disagreement with my ex-wife's father, and I decided to go to Vegas. So I go to Vegas, and when I get to Vegas, George was there, boy George. Yeah. And we was hanging out. And he was coming back to New York, and for the stupidest, I don't know why, I decided to come back to New York. And I came back to New York.
And that's when he was Boy George. He was he was already big, or he was still?
No, he was already big.
He was already big. Yeah. He was already big dog. Okay.
So I came back to New York. That was my downfall. Of course, when I wound up catching another case. And when I caught that one that they ran my prints and everything, that was it. I ain't getting no bail.
Wait. Also, wait. So you come back to New York with Boy George.
Yes.
And you got another case. You caught another case.
Yes.
So they didn't even catch you from the bail yet.
No.
So you made it. You made it even worse.
Yeah, I made it worse. I came back. I was here for maybe 2 months, and I got into
another problem.
Altercation. Yeah, chacha. That was it.
Okay. So now, this ain't no fucking slap on the wrist. We going to jail for real now.
Yeah. They revoked my bail. I never went back home. Hasta ahora, you know.
Okay, so let's start with that. So, did you fight it, or you just pleaded out?
Oh no, I fought it. I stood in Rikers Island for 2 years fighting it. Pero believe it or not, I beat 5 of the cases, and I lost 1. But that's all they needed, you know?
Yeah.
So they got me on the 1, and that's it. They wound up giving me life. And
no number in the front, life.
Yeah, life, you know? They said, because of, you know, they said 20 to life.
Yeah.
Pero
that 20 is just, that number is just.
that 20 is just saying, you know, we might consider you, you know.
And explain to the people what that means. So that means you're doing minimum 20 before you go to even consider parole.
Before you even consider parole,
you're doing 20.
You're doing 20.
And then now we're gonna look at your record from inside. Sit down with the parole board every 2 years, whatever it is, and they'll deny, and then
like with me, they denied me 6 times.
And that 6 times is every 2 years.
2 years.
Okay, so every 2. So if you go. And they say no, you know for a fact, damn, see these motherfuckers in 2 years.
Yeah, I'll see them in 2 years.
Okay, all right, so let's back up for a second, because I don't want to skip over. Okay, so now let's go back to the Rikers Island thing, because we spoke before on the phone, and oh, by the way, I forgot. I have to say this. My questions are coming from a place and from a person that's never been to jail. I've been to the bullpen, suspended license. I know I'm going home the next day. Unless it's Friday, you're going home Monday. You fucked up. But I always got, what they call it? ROR.
Oh, yeah.
Always ROR. I caught an assault case one time, and they gave me no bail. So I saw, when you in the bullpen, I saw the fucking, the bus come with the chains. And they lay the chain out. That shit is like 10 feet, whatever the fuck it is. And they start calling out names. And that's the motherfuckers that's going on that chain to the bus.
Yeah.
Thank God Almighty, I've never been there. So please don't attack in the comments talking about you soft. Thank you. Yes, I've never been to jail. I don't want to go ever. So my questions come from a place of really not fucking knowing what I'm talking about. So back to what we was talking about, the right. What was, I don't think you're scared, because from 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, you were already doing gangster shit. So yeah. I know you weren't scared, but what was that first, because you said 2 years in Rikers, what was that first day, first week? Like, what was that like? Just getting thrown into, because I heard that Rikers is no fucking joke.
Believe it or not, the first day, we don't even got to go to a week. The first day was a bit of a shock for me. And the reason why I say that is because, not because I was scared, I wasn't scared, because it was something, like I said, it's something that's bred in, you know.
Yeah, you're used to it already.
But what shocked me was that in the street, South Bronx back then, it was Hispanos and blacks. And we was together. Because we was, you know, we all minorities, you know what I'm saying? So it was Spanish and blacks. When I hit Rikers Island, like I said, this is my first time actually in Rikers Island. So I hit Rikers Island, they put me in 4 upper. So I'm not thinking nothing about it, because I'm saying, yo, you know, it's all Spanish, all blacks, cool, you know what I'm saying? So they put me in 4 upper, but when I get in 4 upper, what I don't realize is that Rikers Island is divided. The blacks are here, the Spanish are here. That was something, that's a new concept for me, because I'm used to us always being together.
Yeah.
So I go to 4 upper, and it's a black house. So I go to, you know, I don't know this. I go to 4 upper.
Why would that on purpose? Why would they put you there?
I don't even know.
Maybe
it was maybe it was because of the case. Because, like I said, I don't want to touch on my case, but my case.
I'm just thinking, are they being assholes? Are the COs being assholes?
I'm thinking so.
Okay,
and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay,
they put me in 4 upper, and I go in. They, everybody's in the day room. Again, I don't see nothing wrong, so I got a pillowcase. They gave me a pillowcase, blanket, and all, so I throw it in the cell. I go in the day room. As soon as I go in the day room, they jump me.
The blacks jump you right away.
They jump me. So you right away,
and you're dark skinned. Can you have gotten away with? Hey, I'm black or no?
No. So I wasn't in there a hot second. They jumped me. They pound me out. Now remember, it don't matter where your heart is. Mm-hmm. You can have the biggest heart in the world, but if you fighting 6, 7 dudes at the same time, you got no wins.
You might catch 1 or 2.
You might get 2 or 3 punches and that's it.
Cover up.
So they jumped me. They whooped my ass. Mm-hmm. So it's going on for about a good 10 minutes, and the police come out, right? And the police are the big black police. Say, I'm out of bar, bro. I never forget that.
Never forget that
name. So he comes out. And he's watching the whole time. He comes out and he goes, "You all right, shorty?" So now, we from the street. So the first thing, you don't talk to police. I be like, "I'm all right." So he said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." So he says, "Okay." And he goes back into the bubble and says they're watching. They jump me again. Bing, bam, bam. My puño y patada, right?
Same day?
Same day, bro.
So you just got your ass whipped 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago.
They're going to whip your ass again?
They whoop my ass again.
Unbelievable.
Again, good 10 minutes, the police said, again, "You all right, shorty?" So now I'm bleeding and everything. I'm saying, this stupid motherfucker, you see me bleeding, you gonna ask me if I'm all right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm dizzy and everything, I'm all right? So he laughs and he goes, okay. He steps back out, they jump me again 3 times, bro. Stomping me out. Finally, the 3rd time the police come out, he goes, "You all right, shorty?" I say, yeah. Todo tan grande, right? Yeah. So he said, "Come on." And he grabs me and he takes me to my cell and locks me in. I ain't gonna front. And whoever tries to lie, they're a lying motherfucker. I got to that cell and I was in the cell like that. Thank God, bro. It took that motherfucker long enough, you know what I'm saying? Pero I go in my cell, so now I'm in my cell and it's day. So I'm in the cell all night and the only thing I'm thinking is, I gotta go through that shit again in the morning. So I'm in the cell and I'm looking around, and at that time, you got your bunk, and that shit was like welded to the wall, but they gave you a little locker.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the lock and I'm saying, okay, espérate, I could get something out of this. So in the bottom of the locker, they got a little rail.
Oh, you're looking for a weapon?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Oh, I'm thinking you're gonna throw the whole lock at them. Okay.
Oh, hell no.
You doing some MacGyver shit. Okay.
Oh, man, listen.
Go ahead, do your thing.
In the bottom, they got a little rail, right? So I bust that out and I stood the whole night. The floors are concrete. I stood the whole night.
Oh, there was no sleeping.
Oh, hell was no sleeping.
And you was fucked up anyway.
Hell yeah. I'm lumped up, Pitó. So the whole night. So I put a semi-point on it, right? In the morning, they open the cells. So I was right in the front, 001, right? Right by the shower. So they open the cells, and I see everybody going to the day room, right? So I'm waiting. They all walking by, and what makes it worse, they all walking by, and they all looking at me because they got to pass my cell. They looking at me, and they laughing like, yeah, here goes round 2, oíste? So I'm looking, and I say, coño, and I'm letting them go. When I don't see nobody else go, I say, okay, ahora es my chance. Now, the way you go in, right, you got the day room and a door. Then you got the police bubble, and right in front of the police bubble is a phone.
Okay.
So I said, all right, so they all go in. I finally come out. There's a dude sitting down on the phone. So I said, okay, that's going to be my herb. Because I can't go in the day room, but I ain't got no wins. So you picked him out because he's by himself? Because he's by himself.
Okay, and we don't even know if this is the guy that hit you or not.
I don't know either, but I said, listen.
Somebody going to pay.
Somebody going to pay. So I walk to the day room. And now the door is cropped open.
Yeah.
But the door is a steel door, and it locks automatic. So what I did was, when I got there, I pushed the door closed. As soon as it slams, I just pulled out and I start hitting the dude. Yo le estoy dando. He's on the phone. His wife, mother, whatever, screaming. Ah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just hitting him. Bam, 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 bam. Police is in the bubble looking at me. So they're like, oh shit, they hit the alarm. And they start coming in. So they come in, they take me from the top of them, y me sacaron. Now,
so you're not punching them, you're stabbing them.
No, I'm stabbing.
With the metal fucking MacGyver.
With the metal MacGyver.
Oh.
So I'm stabbing them, right? So I just kept stabbing them until police took me off and me sacaron, you know? And in reality, like I said, that was my purpose. I'm not gonna lie to you, my purpose was to get the hell out of that house. You know?
Oh, because now they got to get you out. That's a rule?
I stabbed that nigga so many times, they had to get me out. They took me to the box, or the Bing. That's what they called it at that time. Yeah. So me llevaron to the Bing, and I said, okay, I'm out of that situation. I'm out of that situation.
Let me heal from this beat down. I could heal in this, I could heal in this Bing with no problem. You know? So, bro.
So that's what they did, you know, and then after that, when I got out of there, they put me in a Spanish house.
Now you're home.
Now I'm home. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't got to deal with that headache.
No. Well, I dealt with it after a while in the bullpens, because when you go to court, they put you in the bullpens. But
I'm saying, as far as the Spanish house, they're not use Spanish. So now they
embraced me. And
I was gonna say it.
Yeah, they embraced me, and what made it better was because the majority of Spanish dudes, for some reason, even the ones I never met before, they knew of me, you know.
Because you was putting work in the streets.
So when I got to the Spanish house, I was good, you know what I'm saying? And they knew me, they knew my crimes and everything, so, you know, I was good.
Yeah.
So when I got to the Spanish house, they were like, you know, so I was good money, you know.
Tell me about when you told me on the phone how, when you went to the Spanish house, that you guys were outnumbered because the blacks, the majority.
Yeah, at that time, all right, to be honest, bro, I think they must have been maybe like 15 blacks to each Spanish dude.
So you outnumbered like a motherfucker.
We was outnumbered like a motherfucker.
So if we're going to war, y'all gonna lose.
Yes. The only
numbers wise.
Numbers wise, we would lose. The only good thing was that the majority of Latinos, we got hard. You got a lot of Pitos that are straight up gangsters, but they make up the minority. You got a lot of Pitos that are only gangsters
when they're together.
You know what I'm saying? So that made a big difference, because you know you're in an environment like that, and you got beef with the blacks. You know who you got to look out for, because you know who's a gangster and who's going to come at you.
Yeah.
The other ones, you pay no mind, because if he's by himself, or if there's just two of them,
they're not popping.
They're not popping. You know what I'm saying?
No, so, and by the way, this is not a racial thing. Everybody relax. We're talking about the 80s. And if you've been to jail, you know this is how it is. The whites, the blacks, everyone stick together, and that's just the way it is. So we don't want to hear no fucking we hate black people comments.
No, listen. Like I said, I grew up with blacks.
Yeah.
That's why it was just,
but jail's different.
It was different, but that's why it was, a strange occurrence to me. But even in there, I had a bunch of, los panitas míos, they were black. And, we was loyal to each other, because it wasn't about race or nationality to us. It was about, that bond, that brotherhood, and that loyalty to each other.
Yeah.
So I had my buddies que estaban ahí conmigo, que they was, regardless they was black, they was loyal to me. I had my man London from Staten Island. I had my man John Rambo from the Bronx, my man Black Mike from Cyprus, So
when you got lions, lions stick together no matter what race.
And you speak about lions, I had Lion too, bro.
That's a person.
Yeah, that's a person. My man Lion. He was from Brooklyn, and we had our friendship. It transcended our nationality.
Yeah.
For them, it didn't matter. they were black and I was Spanish. What mattered was our friendship, and it lasted like that, chacho, up to today.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's some real shit. But all right, so we're doing 2 years, and let's. I want to stay on the timeline here. So 2 years in the island. Once you in your Spanish house, I'm pretty sure that's your house now.
Yeah.
You mentioned how you had a code with the like whoever comes in your house, you know, we're gonna don't rob them, no bullying.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, because en ese tiempo también they were stealing from everybody. If a dude come in and he's not with a group, then for them he was fair game.
Yeah, some people ain't got no money. Some people ain't got no family.
Right. So like you see a guy, he go to visit, he get a package from his mom, his girl, whatever. When he come back to the house, they was robbing him.
Yeah.
You used to go to commissary. You go commissary day. You go to commissary. You got a lot of gangsters who ain't got nobody taking care of them, and then you got these dudes coming through, but they got their mom, their girl, whatever, and they go to commissary. They got their big bag and shit. They got their pillowcases. That's what you used to use. You get your pillowcase. You got your shit. And they put their pillowcase over their shoulders, walk with a pillowcase full of food. So what dudes used to go, they used to come with the razor, cut the bag, everything fall on the floor, and everybody just take everything. You know.
If you weren't connected, if you didn't have a crew.
If you weren't connected, you know. So.
You put a stop to that.
In the Spanish house, I said, no, we can't do that. I said, listen, regardless if you have a pair of sneakers and I don't, or you go to commissary with $50 and I go with $7, we're the same. You know what I'm saying? We all locked down. You know, we all lost our freedom. So why are we going to prey on each other? You know what I'm saying? So I said, yo, eso no va a pasar aquí.
Yeah.
So we was in the house. I said, yo, in this house, we don't steal from each other. We don't bully each other. None of that. You know.
So there's an issue, we handle it.
Yeah. So exactly, there's an issue. You and him, para quina, ya handle it. You know, ya go ya little 5 minutes.
And I'm pretty sure the COs from that house appreciated that. Like you and the CO, whoever it was, whatever shift it was.
Yeah.
They actually. I'm pretty sure you're kind of doing their job.
Oh yeah.
Or making it easier.
You hear me? At that time, It was because the way they show their appreciation, they'll give you certain jobs. Like they made me house gang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I used to be house gang and suicide watch.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing, suicide watch at nighttime. So those was like perks.
Yeah.
For the simple fact is, when everybody locks in for the count, you out. At nighttime, when everybody locks in to go to sleep, you're out. So what that means is you're out. You're not locked in your cell. You come out. You could jump in the shower whenever you want. The phone is there. You can use the phone whenever you want for as long as you want. You know what I'm saying? So those was little perks.
That's the perks because technically, if someone, God forbid, got killed, or not even killed, like just cut.
Yeah.
Now that's a whole lockdown, right?
Yeah.
And that's a whole process. And now it interrupts the flow of the day, of the week, of whatever.
Probably the day, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow we'll worry about something else.
Yeah.
So that's why they appreciated guys like you that was holding shit down and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's graduate, because now you graduated. Now you're going up north, right?
Yeah.
How do you know you're going up north? You blew trial, whatever?
Yeah, I blew trial. After I blew trial, I waited like 2 weeks for sentencing. So I went back for sentencing. They gave me my time. Once they gave me my time, I knew it was only a matter of days before I go up, because they gave me the life sentence. Usually, before
we I don't want to skip over that. What is your mindset right now, bro? Like, did you hear your lawyer said the word life to you? Like, this is what they offered us, that we're gonna do whatever?
Yeah. Well, in actuality.
Oh, because you beat 5 and lost 1.
Yeah.
So you knew the life thing was coming.
Well, yeah. I knew the life thing was coming. I ain't gonna front. I actually thought I beat the last one too in the beginning, but when I lost it, I said, okay, I'm assed out. You know, because I know even though I beat the 5, I know with the 1, they're gonna make me pay for the 5. So in my mind, I said, okay, I'm assed out. You know what I'm saying?
And what is that? That's what I want to know. What is that mindset like? Life, like, what does that even mean? To wait, age? What's the age again?
When they finally called me, I was 17. I did the 2. Well, I was going on 17. I did the 2 years. So
let's just say a 20-year-old here in life. Like
not
what?
Even 20. I was 19. I was 19.
What is that emotionally and mentally?
And yeah, it was rough, you know, because I'm saying, coño, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm starting to click. I said, coño, that means I got to spend the rest of my life in this messed up, fucked up situation, you know what I'm saying? Pero another part of me, like I said, at that time, my mindset was still in the negative. So I was like, okay, when I got into this lifestyle, it was my choice. It was my decision. I wasn't pressured into it. So I said, I can't cry about spilt milk now because everything I did, it was my choice to do. You know, so I can't cry now and say, oh, you know, why me? Why me? Because
it was already.
I made the decisions. You
know
what I'm saying? So I was hoping like I would have got something else, a different outcome. But a la misma vez, I wasn't saying, you know, coño, I wasn't crying I wasn't crying over spilled milk. You understand?
And you literally wasn't crying, like
no.
Okay.
No, you know. So I said, okay, it is what it is. You know, but like I said, once I got sentenced, I knew I was going to be out of the island quick because in the island, they could hold you for even a couple of months, pero if you got a life sentence, that's it. You was on the next boat out there.
But for people that don't know, the island is pretty much just a holding place.
It's a holding place unless
for bail and for trial?
Yes, for both, except if you got a
quick bid.
Yeah,
okay.
like they had at that time I think it was C76. So if you got like a year or less, you do it there.
Okay. So you ain't going up north for that.
You ain't going up north for that.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if there still runs like that, but back then,
I think now is the boat. I don't even know if the boat is still there, but I know the bail. Like you go to the boat over there in the back of the market, whatever. Yeah. But let's go back to life sentence. You know they're coming to get you. How you get upstate? Another bus?
Yeah, another bus. They put us on a bus with the long chain shackles.
With the long
right?
Same process.
Same process.
Same
right?
bus. So
probably it was, you know.
Yeah.
But they put us on a bus, but at that time, the difference between then and now, like I said, I don't know, you know, todavía they running or something like that.
And you don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know. But at that time, if you under 21, you still consider adolescent. So under 21, you had to go to recession in Elmira. Over 21, you go to downstate.
Okay.
So you get your numbers. What that means is you get your numbers like the year you went up. Like let's say you right now is 24. So your ID number will be 24. And if you're adolescent and you go to Elmira, you get a B. So 24B, 1044. Mm-hmm. And if you're an adult and you go to downstate, it'll be 24A, 1044.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what the bus goes to downstate correctional facility, and then from there they put you in different buses. The adolescents going to Elmira, the adults going.
I heard of Elmira. My boy used to write me from Elmira.
Yeah, so that was for all adolescents. That was your first stop. So you know they put a whole bus of us. It took us to Elmira, and that was our first stop. So that was my first.
That was your first I'm up north moment.
That's my first up north.
And how long you in Elmira?
And Elmira, I stood in Elmira for about a year.
And so back to remember the original question that I had about Rikers first week or whatever. Now is still segregated? Blacks, whites, Spanish up north the same way?
Yes.
So now, what is your first day or week like in upstate? Is it different?
My first, believe it or not, check it out. We get to Elmira en ese tiempo, right? We get to Elmira now. We all stinking, you know. We've been in the bus ride, make stops, in different places before we get to Elmira. So we got to Elmira like maybe 2-3 days later. And that's a fucking about an 8-hour trip. Took us like 3 days.
The fuck?
Yeah, with all the stops. So we get there like 3 days later. We all thinking like
bombao.
Like we want to be alone. So we get to Elmira, and you know it's me and my bros. We get there, and back then they had the old gym, so the shower was in the basement of the old gym. So we get up there, and we all, we got here. We go to the gym. We go to the basement. Now the basement is like, it look like a tumba.
Yeah.
Crazy, dark and shit. You got one light bulb over there going into the shower. So when we go over there, the first thing we see is like 4 dudes raping a young chamaquito.
4?
Like 4 dudes raping some young kid, oíste.
Diablo. Se jodió ese cabrón.
Se jodió ese cabrón. But right there, we all turned around and we broke out. But believe it or not, that right there forged a friendship that has lasted, chacho, to today. Because, the brothers that was with me on the bus, we set a pact. We said, listen.
So wait, these are the same. So the 2 years that you were there, you formed friendships.
Yes.
So do all of you go to Elmira, or some go this way, some go that way, and whoever's together?
We all wind up going to Elmira, not in the same bus, because the bus only hold like maybe 24 people.
So y'all had similar situations. Y'all all got life, or y'all all got.
The majority of us, we got life, or we got, a lot of them got some got 10 or 20, some got 15.
So y'all formed a pact in Rikers, and now we're in Elmira, and you just seen some crazy shit. So now you're like, yo, that ain't happening to none of us.
That's not happening.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That made it official.
That made it official. So we made our pact, and we said, listen, from now on, we go to shower, we going, at least at a minimum, we going 4 deep. 2 shower, 2 stays out with the cañones, and we're gonna watch each other. When they finish, we switch off. So we always got somebody that's gonna be outside watching our back. You dig where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's gang. I like that.
Yeah. So that's how we started, and like I said, it formed a friendship. Even though unfortunately, a lot of my, I consider them my brothers,
comrades.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he was on the bus with me. My brother Eddy, he got killed. He actually came home, and he got into some bullshit in the concourse and shot a police, and they gave him the death penalty, and he wound up dying, in la prisión. And my brother Archie from Brooklyn, he went home también. He came back through, and he got killed in the island,
Yeah.
So I lost brothers, but then you got some of the brothers who gracias a Dios, we went up and we got released. And we still got that brotherhood to today,
To this day, and this day. We're gonna touch on that later. Okay, so while you in there, do you? And I asked this question to Angel, not so when he came home. Do you ever get comfortable? Like, okay, you got your brothers, we got each other's back, we cook together. You go everywhere together, right?
Yes.
And can you pick your celly or no?
No, at that time we didn't have cellies.
Oh, so it's just you?
It's just one man to a cell.
And then in the morning we hook up. So
in the morning, yeah.
So it's just like the block. Hey, see, we gonna meet in the corner in the morning, whatever. Yeah. So that's how it is. Okay, so, what I mean by comfortable is, do you ever be like, you know what, yo, we here. Let's make the best of it. Let's play checkers. Let's play whatever the fuck, handball, whatever. Does it become normal to you?
In a sense, yes, but
and you always gotta be. You still always gotta be on point.
Arico, yeah, you always gotta be arico. It became comfortable, but not not to comfortable that you feel in society. You understand? Like, we will be comfortable because we go to the yard, right? Like, every prison, you have courts.
Yeah.
Now, courts, what it means is a section of tables and chairs.
Mm-hmm.
But each section is divided. So now you got sections. Now, this is a Spanish section. That section over there.
Back to this again.
Yes.
So this is to this day.
To this day.
Okay.
You got a Spanish section here, over there. You got a Muslim section over there. You got a 5%er section over there. You got a whatever, you know, the Blanquito section.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to touch on. Back then, like right now, you got all the gangs, you know, the Bloods and the.
Oh, that wasn't around back then.
That was not around back then. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was around back then, and they still going strong, is the rat hunters, and you had
rat hunters is still around.
Yeah. So you had rat hunters and you had macheteros.
Okay.
But you ain't had Bloods, you ain't had Crips, you ain't had.
How about the Latin Kings? No.
Latin Kings tampoco. They came afterwards.
Oh, okay.
There was no Latin Kings, you know. And the funny thing that you touched on that, right? The original padrino from the Latin Kings, Sangre.
Yeah.
I grew up with him. He was from Sunny Boulevard. He was from Kelly, Banana Kelly, in the Bronx.
I used to play baseball there.
Yeah, he's from Banana Kelly in the Bronx. He wound up going to Chicago. You know, and
setting it off.
You know, lo que pasó allá, when he came back to New York, he brought the Latin Kings back to New York, you know what I'm saying? And he started it here, you know? Pero that didn't exist back there. It was like, you know, blacks, Muslims, 5%ers, Spanish, y lo blanquito.
Let me ask about the Spanish. So we're not talking about Spanish Puerto Rican. We talking about, it could be Mexican Spanish. Y'all stay together like that, or Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are separate, Mexicans, or we all together.
Okay. When I first went up, believe it or not, we was all together. But for the simple fact, when I first went up, all right. Remember I told you the blacks outnumbered the Spanish like 15-1. The Spanish, the Puerto Ricans, outnumbered every other Spanish race like 20-1.
Oh, okay.
So like, let's say we had a couple of Dominicans, and I got, you know, I got two good Dominican brothers I'm close to today. One of them, my brother, that's my brother Cisco, even spent the night at my house recently, you know?
Yeah.
So those are my brothers. So they Dominican. Back then, it wasn't a lot of Dominicans. And Mexicans, even less.
Yeah, they're on the west side.
Yo, Chacho,
they're on the west coast.
Yeah, even less. So
it's majority Puerto Rican. That was my original.
Yeah.
That was my initial question.
Yeah, and we had another one that was always with us because, you know, estaba Cisco, Glenn, and we had an old timer, and that was my boy. We had two old timers. Those was my boys, que eran Dominicano, right? We had one. Believe it or not, his name was Caballo, but it's not the Caballo that a lot of people talk about now.
Yeah.
You know, the one, you know, that he wound up passing away, you know, lo mataron en Santo Domingo, right?
Yeah.
Even though I knew him and we had a little problem, but then we wound up squashing it and we became cool.
Yeah.
And I hung out with him for you know, a bunch of years in Albany, todo. Pero before him, there was an old timer que se llamaba Caballo Dominicano.
Yeah.
That was, you know, I give him mad props and mad respect, you know what I'm saying? He was with us and, you know, we was good, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, there wasn't a lot of Dominicans. Afterwards, cuando the younger Caballo, the one that got killed, when he came through, he did a good thing and he did a bad thing because he started a clique, the Trinitarios, which in a sense, it was a good thing for them. The bad sense was that he created segregation.
Yeah. So now it's Dominicans separated.
Because he made it, oye, si no hay un problema con los boricuas, nosotros no somos boricuas, that's their problem.
Oh, okay.
So what he created was a separation. That's what I considered was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I always looked at it, it don't matter if I'm Puerto Rican and you Dominican and he's Cuban.
Let's stick together.
We stick together. We pano. Yeah. And that's how it was into that. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, you know, like I said, it was a good thing and it was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we didn't need it. We didn't need to segregate ourselves from ourselves. You understand? Because we were stronger united. Because by ourselves, we still outnumbered.
Yeah.
But together, we're forced to be reckoned with. You understand what I'm saying?
So he fucked that up.
So yeah, to me, you know, not everybody thinks the same, but to me, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, afterwards, me and him wound up getting cool. And Chacho, I even saved him a few times. We wound up getting cool and we hung out a lot, pero you know, to me, I was like, you know, it created a segregation, you know what I'm saying? Because before that, we was all one. It didn't matter, you know, what part of, you know, the island where he was, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, so what happens after Elmira?
So after Elmira, ya tú sabes.
And why? I don't understand the system. Why do they have to move prisoners from, like, use 2 years in Elmira?
All right.
So is that like a time clock? Okay, 2 years, he got to go.
All right. En ese tiempo también, you could stay in a prison
for
years, but it depends on a few factors. If you had a life bid, you wasn't staying in one place for too long. They used to constantly move you because they didn't want you to get comfortable. And a perfect example of that, you remember, par de años atrás, they had that thing with the guys escaped from Clinton?
Yeah.
And they wound up, you know, they caught the kids, lo mataron y todo, but they wound up finding out that it was a female that worked in the prison. The guy formed a relationship with her. She helped him escape y todo.
Okay.
And they made the movie out of it and everything. That's why they do it, to avoid things like that.
So they just disrupting the comfortability.
Right. So if you got life, they usually bounce you around. 2 años aquí, 2 años para allá, 2 años para allá, so that you don't get too comfortable and form bonds with civilians or CEOs or whatever that'll force a bond that they could be able to willing to help you out to, you know, get out.
Yeah, because if it's human nature to be cool with somebody. It doesn't matter if prisoner, I'm a guard, whatever. Right. If personalities work out, you know, now you're like extra food or whatever. So after Elmira, where they sent you?
From Elmira, I went to Southport, and I stood in Southport. I didn't stay in Southport that long because they wound up changing Southport. At first, Southport's another prison, pero en principio it was a regular prison population, but then they changed it to all box. So when I went there, they wound up changing it. They was changing it over. So I didn't stay that long, and I went back, and I went to Auburn. You know, I went to Auburn. I stood in Auburn for Jato, and then from there, I ain't gonna lie, it was just a merry-go-round. You know.
All right. So back. So okay. So are you back to the things with the clique that you formed? Are you guys being separated? Like, damn, bro, yes. I'll run into you, and then you run into him somewhere. So
yes, we were all separated. The only thing is, like, and that's a good point, you know, to touch up on, because we were separated, but we kept in touch.
How does that happen?
We used to write to each other. We call each other's families. Yo, how this dude doing? Like right now, yo, I call your mom, yo, how's Ab? How he's doing? Is he all right?
Yeah.
He need anything? You know, he's having any problems over there. So
and then the kites. I heard about kites.
And the kites, exactly.
I heard about these things.
So we always kept in touch. So vamos decir, you know, 3 of us might land in the same place, 2 might land in Comstock.
And you gotta stick together.
We stick together. So if you had a beef in Comstock, and you had a problem with somebody and he gets transferred to where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? You send me a kite, yo, que este tipo over here.
That's the one.
And that's the one. So we'll be like, oh, here it goes, you know? So.
And is that easy, bro?
It was that easy.
So I got my clique in this house.
Yeah.
And you gotta play, you're not pussy, but you know, you can't really wild out because you're outnumbered.
You're outnumbered.
But now I'm separated from this clique and I'm gonna be hand delivered, transferred to your clique now. So now this is fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. So, okay, so I was gonna ask how often are you guys separated, but you just touched on that. And give me the number of the, like, was it 10 of you that click like that, or 25?
When we started, it was maybe como 10. You know what I'm saying? And
then you start forming new relationships.
We started forming new relationships up there, and a lot of those relationships también, they last. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Why do you think that is?
Because, believe it or not, in society, you hustling, you making money, you got a bunch of people that want to be around you. It might not be because they like you.
What can you do for me?
What can you do for me? You dig where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Either what can you do for me, so they around you because they want something, or they scared of you.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, because they're gonna wait for the chance.
Exactly. Or they're the first one that traiciona.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of people who I want around me. So going, remember, I did 32 years. So in 32 years, I've been so many places. I meet so many different dudes. Now, I've met thousands of motherfuckers in jail. But the friendships that I form
with the right ones
is a handful. You understand what I'm saying? So you could mention 1,000 names from dudes from Brooklyn, from Queens, Staten Island, the Bronx, and I could say, oh, I know him. But just because I know him doesn't mean that we had that bond.
Okay.
We could have hung out together. We could have probably ate together, go to yard together. But
so there's a difference.
It's a difference.
Okay.
It's a difference.
There's a difference between, I know you, and there's a difference between, that's part of the clique.
Yeah.
Just like pretty much like the streets.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of names, and you spoke about the Blue Boy. Blue Boy.
That's my brother.
I when you mentioned him, I looked him up. It turns out he had a couple of interviews on YouTube, and I checked them out. And his story is pretty similar to yours. Grew up in South Bronx. No, LES. He grew up in LES. Was he part of your tight clique? That
Blue Boy. All right. Blue Boy, again, that's my brother. I love Blue Boy to death. I wish that things went different for him when he came home, because unfortunately, as you know, he got locked up again, ¿viste? Pero Blue Boy, I met Blue Boy inside, right? He was already upstate when I came through, It cayó like in 83.
Yeah.
So he was already upstate. But Blue Boy is probably the one person that I will give the credit to being like a mentor to me.
Oh, okay.
Because Blue Boy, like I said, he was doing it for years before I went upstate. So when I met Blue Boy, we got tight. And one thing that maybe a lot of people who don't know Blue Boy is, first off, he's a roughneck, bro. He's straight gangster, even when he's sleeping. When he's sleeping, he's fighting with his own shadow.
So he's ready to go at all times.
He's ready to go at all times. Pero what a lot of people don't know is that mentally, Blue Boy is swift. He stays reading. He reads by autobiographies, history, everything. So, the Art of War, the Prince, everything. He stays reading. So every single time we was together, he was like, yo, Pete, read this. Yo, Pete, read this. Study this. Put this in your mind. Emulate this. So he kept drumming that into my head. And even though it was for that situation that we was in, how to cope and survive with the situation that we was in, is something that molded me and made me, the man that I wound up becoming, ¿viste? So I give him that, you know. And another thing about Blue Boy también, no matter what anybody says, Blue Boy is one dude that he is absolutely 100% loyal. If he says that you're his brother, he'll die for you. You know what I'm saying? And sea lo que sea, to me, that's my brother, you know. I wish, like I said, that he would've had the opportunity to enjoy the freedom a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Pero it is what it is. You know, it turned out the way it did, but you know, that's my brother, and that's one loyal and true motherfucker right there, you know?
No, I definitely looked him up, and you know, he in his interview, he was definitely he was, you know, you can tell that, you know, he pops off like but he wasn't bragging about it. He wasn't glorifying, you know. Did you have because in Rikers you had the issue that you had to just make an example out of somebody. Were you ever seen or like, because I know they got fucking crazy riots up north, and sometimes you got to fight the CO, or you got to fight whatever. Yeah. Well, did you ever like see, because you obviously seen fucking poor guy fucking getting fucking. You know, your day one is you see a motherfucker getting raped. Like that's the introduction. Like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. Yeah. So as far as the violence upstate, I heard it's less than Rikers. Is it less, or is more personal and it's more about like disrespect or anything like?
And the violence upstate, believe it or not, to me it's more real. In Rikers Island, at least when I was in Rikers Island, yeah, you had stabs and todo eso. You had a lot of cuttings. Upstate, you had the same shit, but you also had a lot of killings. That was what made a difference. In Rikers Island, you hear about, you know, yo, this guy got stabbed, this guy got cut, mostly cut. Coitaron este. You go stay, be like, mataron a este. You see what I'm saying? Because, especially in Max, you got dudes that, in Rikers Island, you got dudes still going to court. They don't know if they're going to get time, you know? They don't know if they're going to go home. They don't know if they're going to get bailed out. When you get upstate and you go to a Max, you go to Attica, Clinton, Shawanga, you got dudes there that they got life. They got natural life. They're not going home. So imagine that you get into an argument with a dude that's never going to go home. His life le apesta. And you get into a beef with him. He going to try to kill you because he got nothing to lose. You dig where I'm coming from? So that was the difference. So upstate.
You got to stay away from a motherfucker like that.
So upstate, it's you know, a dude ain't got no problem with killing you, bro. You know, they had one dude got into a beef with a dude in the mess hall. And at that time, I'm not going to get into the particulars, but at that time, you know, they used to have the butcher knives and everything in the mess hall for the mess hall workers. The dude chopped them up in the prep room. That's where you cut the vegetables out in the mess hall. He lo mató, chopped them up into pieces right in the prep room. You know what I'm saying?
Because I ain't got nothing to lose.
He had life. He's like, yo, we got nothing to lose.
So there is a seriousness to when you Rikers could be more nonsense. Yeah, but upstate is fucking serious.
Because like I said, look, in Rikers Island, you don't know who's going home. So let's say me and you get into an argument, and next week you go home.
So the argument is diffused.
It's diffused. But now you upstate, and I got life, and you got life, and he got life.
One of us got to die.
One of us got to die
because this beef is going to keep going.
And exactly. Remember, there's only a certain amount of maximum security prisons. So if I get transferred from this one, chances are down the line we're gonna see each other again. And if we see each other again,
it's on again.
It's on again. And then we see each other again, it's on again. It's going to keep going on. So if I say, yo, listen, if I got a beef with him, he got life, I got life, let me try to kill him. If I kill him, I don't have to worry about it no more.
And what time you gonna give me? More life?
I got life. What exactly? What you wanna give me?
And you go to the what? And you probably go to the Bing for the murder.
Yeah, and it all depends because a lot of times you might In Rikers Island, they call it the Bing.
Yeah.
And the Bing, at the time when I was there, you kill a dude, you only get 30 days.
Get the fuck out of here.
30 days in the Bing.
Wait.
You might get a new sentence, a new bid, but you get 30 days in the Bing. Now I don't know how it is. I think they bumped it up.
So
you might get 120 days.
Okay, so outside you kill a motherfucker, that's 25 to life.
Yeah.
You killing somebody upstate, they add what? Maybe 5-10 years to your sentence.
All right.
That's crazy.
We're not gonna touch on it, but I killed somebody upstate. I went to court for maybe 3 years, and I copped out to 2 to 4
for a body upstate, and that in the street is something else.
Something else.
Unbelievable. And is that because they don't give a fuck about us?
They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us. What they care about is keeping us locked up, and the reason why. If you look it up, mostly every prison in the state of New York is in the middle of nowhere. So
nobody gives a fuck.
No, not only that, but the whole town, everybody that lives in that town works in the prison. So if there was no prison, that town won't survive.
Ah, so it's a fucking economy, whatever.
Right. So if they keep you in jail for
that's more hours for me, more overtime, more whatever.
Job security.
So
they want you in there. You want to kill somebody, kill him. Here's a knife. Kill somebody else. We used to buy knives, 007s, from the COs. They'll sell it to us because the more violence, the more job security they have. Every single person that works in a jail, in a prison, their father used to work there, their brothers used to work there.
Because it's a town. It's a town job.
There. Yeah. So the whole town, the economy, and everything around that town revolves around the prison.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah. So for them, that's job security.
Job security. So, all right. I think we need a break. Introduce your bro and what he meant to you. You know, we're gonna go back and then we're gonna come back to the upstate conversation. But introduce your brother and what
All right. So first off, like I told you, I got a lot of brothers, but those are brotherhoods that I formed inside.
Yeah.
This is my brother. And this is
from
my
blood.
From their sangre, you know.
Okay.
Mommy had us both, you know.
Okay, got you.
I'm a little lighter, he's a little darker, but that's because us Boricuas be coming all shades, you know.
That's a fact.
But mommy had us both, you know.
Okay, and you were saying outside that you looked up to him as a kid.
Yes.
He was. How many years apart are you guys?
8. Yeah.
And that means a lot because when you're 10 and he's 18,
yeah, it means a lot.
It's like, you can't go to the clubs with him. You can't do shit. You know what I mean?
You hear me?
But we used to get him in. We used to get him in somehow.
He used to get us in. But like I told you before, like growing up, my comrades that we grew up together in the street, right?
Yeah.
En ese tiempo era yo, Chiqui, Eddy, Little Paulie, Can Do.
Yeah.
So all of us growing up, we looked up to this bum right here. You know what I'm saying?
He was the older one.
He was older than us, but he was, at his time he was doing him.
Yeah.
Es más, todavía ahora he gets mad respect all over Southern Boulevard, Cypress, right? So we looked up to him, we followed him around, you know what I'm saying? And we waited till he went out dancing, and he used to have his mini bikes and all that shit there. Que era en ese tiempo, we used to just take him and go cruising, you know? And we used to wear his British walkers y todo, and then try to, clean them up and shit, and put them back. Notice, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we all, you know what? It's a beautiful thing, to just have mentors, So Eddy, I have a question for you. He was explaining, he grew up in, he said 80. So for you, you probably was out there with 75. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In the 70s.
What was the Bronx like? You know, I asked him the same question, but I'm at because you got a more time. What was that like? You know, Cypress and Southern Boulevard and Longfellow and that area. In those days, you know, and your time that you started, you know, hanging out and in the streets.
Well, we started hanging out and trying to make some dollars. You know, 'cause we was young at that time by opening the trucks.
That's what he said. That was the first step. That was the graduation.
Yeah, that was like back at like 74, 75, 76 around there, and Pito and Chiqui, they used to watch us. They was younger, but you know, my crew, when we used to hit the trucks, it was like for the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole hood used to survive.
To feed the block.
Right, to feed the block.
Porque viste caro, coño.
Yeah. We used to take like half a cows, half a pigs, you know, electronic stuff. But it was for the hood. It wasn't like to sell, like people doing now to sell to survive and do other stupid shit. We was doing it
to eat,
to survive. The hood, the whole, you know, that's what was doing it.
Okay.
And then, you know, after that, we graduate to other things. You know?
he mentioned it.
You know what I mean? But that's how we were surviving, you know? Hitting the trucks and shit. And the freight trains also.
The freight trains too?
Yeah, also.
Diablo.
Freight trains.
That niggas, I knew about the trucks. I didn't know about the freight trains.
And Whitlock, at that time in Whitlock, we had an opening. Everything is closed now, get it? But we had an open, and we used to go like underneath the highway. And then we used to hit the freight trains and shit. And, you know, we used to come out everything out of there. You know, bikes,
and like you said, for the hood, everybody got
for the hood.
Everybody got bikes and TVs now.
Yeah.
He mentioned 30. He did 32 years. How many? Do you have a number for your time?
I got about 16.
16 in and out.
Yeah, in and out. Yeah.
And is this and did you ever run into each other?
No.
It was the time was off, but it could have happened, right?
Yeah, it could have happened. Yeah, it could have happened because when he went in, I was going up north.
Okay.
At that time when we.
So you just didn't run into each other because it did it, but it could have happened.
Yeah, plus the little age difference also.
Oh, you mentioned that about the B, the A and the B thing.
Yeah.
Those in adolescence,
Okay, so the 8 year. So wait a minute. In prison, the 8-year age gap, that means something.
You start off at a different prisons, like
the cycle is different.
Yeah,
and also in Rikers Island, the cycle is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Rikers Island, 21 and under, or not even. In Rikers Island is 19 and under. You in the adolescents. 19 and over, you're in adults. No. So different cell blocks, different buildings, y todo. And again, with us, adolescents, you start off in Elmira, you go to Kasaki, shit like that is all adolescents.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You eventually start going to other prisons that got adults, but okay.
But not only that, the same thing that you said before, the clique is different. Like he had his own.
Yeah.
You're not gonna join cliques because it's just different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go. Let's talk about now. When did the life go away and your lawyer or whoever tell you, you know what, you got a chance to come home?
Well, like I told you, I went to the board 6 times. They hit me 6 times. Believe it or not, after the 5th time, I said, yo,
I don't care no more.
Like carajo, I'm not even going to the board no more.
Yeah.
So they come and tell me, yo, Pistol, you gotta go see the board. I be like, get the fuck out of here. Lo que pasó after the last hit, el panita mío, Tato, he comes and he says, yo, I'm gonna make an appeal for you. Because Cuomo had passed a new law about the age. He's talking about, yo, you can't sentence a person who's under 18 to a life sentence. You got to give him hope. Mm-hmm. So Tato said, yo, I'm going to write a motion for you y todo esto. And I was like, véate esa pendeja. And he did it. So he did it, and he told me, here, just get it notarized and put it in. I said, yo, get the fuck out of here with this. I kept saying, yo, véate eso. Because to me...
He lost hope.
That's it.
Yeah.
I lived there. I'm going to die there. That's the end of the story. But he kept pushing me. And to get him off my back, I said, está bien. I took it. I got a notarized. I threw it in the mail. And a couple months after that, I received a letter from a judge talk about that they releasing me because of the age.
Wow.
I got a life sentence and I was 17. And otra vez, the way my mind was working, I was like, they trying to play mind games with me. They trying to, they trying to fuck with me. Yeah, so I didn't believe it. Hasta que llegó el día, and in the morning they come and open my cell and say, come on, you going.
Home?
Yeah, I'm going home. So I'm still like skeptical. So I come out and I told el panita mío that's on the company, the house gang. I said, listen, if I don't come back, give my whole cell to Tato. Y me voy para adelante. They put me in the front of the jail, in the bullpen. They kept me there for a couple of hours. So now I knew they was messing with me. But after about 3 hours, they opened the door and said, yo, Saipiga por ahí. So when I got out and I'm in the front of the jail, then I said, wait a minute, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying?
And it was that fast?
It was that fast.
Do they give you a fucking bus pass or a token, anything?
They gave me $40.
And you got to get home from where?
If I from Greenhaven, I was in Greenhaven. They gave
That's Connecticut? What is that?
No, it's upstate New York. It's an upstate.
It's a mission to get back to?
So, yeah, it was a mission. But believe it or not, my daughter showed up to pick me up.
Oh, so she knew?
She knew. She believed it and I didn't.
Oh, well, you in communication.
Yeah,
like,
I told her. I said, yo, these people talk about that they're gonna let me go. I had doubts. My daughter showed up. She showed up and she picked me up in a car and she was waiting outside and I hugged my daughter and I said, yo, let's get the fuck out of here.
Before they changed
their mind, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's crazy.
And I ain't looked back since, man, I ain't looked back since.
Wow, right? That's and you telling me I don't fucking believe it. I'm like, they're gonna come get you, bro. So now you're home. Yeah. You gotta do I'm pretty sure you gotta would you staying with your daughter? Like you gotta give an address to the PO and all that bullshit?
Believe it or not, when I first came home, my mom was my trooper. But my mom wound up getting sick. She got Alzheimer's. So when I was first coming home, Eddy was locked up. So I'm coming home. I ain't really had a place to stay. My daughter, like I said, she had an apartment, but she had a baby también. And I said, I'm too old to crash with my daughter. So I was putting for shelter. And my man, Victor, he came and told me, listen, I got a little condo. I got 2 bedrooms. Stay in the extra bedroom until you get on your feet. I don't want you going to a shelter after all those years because if one of them crackheads or something steals something from you,
pop off.
You're gonna pop off. So I wound up going and I stood in his house.
And that was a blessing.
And that was a blessing. I stood in his house, but the time I was staying in his house, I had, even though it was a slow process before I came home, my mindset ya estaba cambiando. So I said, okay, listen. My past life, I don't want to revisit it. I got to start over. So I made a decision. I said, yo, how can I start over if I'm in the same place, the same environment, the same neighborhood, the same group of people?
Where was the place you were staying?
In the Bronx, St. Anne's.
St. Anne's, which is...
St. Anne's, right, a block
from Cypress. A block from Cypress.
So I said... I
gotta get the fuck out of here.
So I said, I gotta go. So entonces, I got a cousin that live in Long Island. I don't know shit in Long Island. I never been to Long Island day in my life, but I said, fuck it, pa' allá me voy. Y me tiré pa' allá. And, I went out there and I did like 100 different jobs because I would get hired for a job, and as soon as they do a background check, they'll tell me, listen, the position is no longer available.
They were scared to death.
And they would let me go. So I kept going through that process, and
that's actually how we met. Because Angel, I got Angel a job, and he's still there to this day.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, you know, my boy Pito needs a job. I'm like, yo, bring him. And you came to the job and everything. And same shit happened.
I even spoke to the union rep. And he says, yo, you're going to be a good fit for the company. But
the same shit happened.
When the background came up, they said, oh, you know what I'm saying? So I went through that a lot. Do you know, when I went to Long Island, I said, all right, let me go to school. And I went to a real estate U in Long Island. I went for my real estate license. I graduated, top 3. I went to the state building. I took my license. I got my license. Out of 68 people, I had the 7th highest score. And a lot of the 68
from the real estate.
Yep, I got my real estate license. I worked as a real estate agent for about 2 weeks. They took my license.
Background check again?
Background
what
check.
The fuck?
They took my license. So I was like, coño, you know, what the heck am I going to do? Every time I try to take a foot forward, I'm taking 2 back. So I went and I applied for a job with my man Ice. He tells me, yo, Pete, apply for the Department of Transportation. They don't care about your
And this
background.
is Pete a brother from jail?
Ice se llama.
Is Ice, you Pete, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
Is Ice a brother
from jail? You know what I'm saying? So he's
part of the clique.
Right. So he says, yeah, we gotta touch on that too, because my group, the ones that are out here, we have our own little semi-support group.
Yeah.
We meet with each other constantly. We help each other out with jobs, with anything, you know, financially, whatever. But Ice hit me up. He said, yo, Pete, apply for this. He says they don't care about your background, but you need a CDL. So I said, all right, cool. So I looked up CDL schools, and they had one in Long Island. And I ain't gonna front out like chucha because I wasn't working. So the school was $8,500. So I said, man, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be rough for me, $8,500, you know, and I was struggling. But I said, I'm gonna have to scrape it up because this could help me. So I wound up going into school. I did a couple of months there, but I learned how to drive everything with wheels. From an 18-wheeler to a plow truck, you know?
Yeah.
And I got my CDL Class A. And when I got that, I started actually working for Coca-Cola. And I was working for Coca-Cola. I worked for Coca-Cola for a little over a year. Entonces, I got a call from the Department of Transportation. And they said, yo, you still want to work? You know, work for us? And I said, hell yeah. Even though I got paid twice as much as Coca-Cola, working for the state, the benefits and everything, you know, I weigh the pros with the cons, you know, and I said
it was worth it.
It was worth it. So I switched to the state, and
you're still there to this day.
I stood there to this day. I've been there 3 years, a little over, and yeah, I got no complaints, bro. State employee. Después from my beginnings, I'm a state employee now. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking beautiful, bro. Let's touch on the clique that you talk about and the parties that you throw every year, twice a year in the summer. Cause now, you know, we already talk about jail. Let's talk about where we at now. Now, state employee.
State employee.
Married, beautiful woman, church.
Married.
Got your house.
I got my house. I'm married to a beautiful Christian woman. She's, I don't know, you know, she got put in my path by God. You know, that's the only way I can see it, because she's straight up church. And
she don't know shit about jail.
She don't know shit about jail. You know, all her life is just working and going to school.
That's a blessing, bro.
She holds a master's degree in clinical education. She's a registered nurse, and she used to teach at the college.
What's her name?
Her name is Wendy.
Wendy.
That's my baby.
Wendy, you know shout out to you, baby. Shout out to you, Wendy. Because this man has been through a lot.
Yeah.
32 years. That's what, more than half his life. It's just a blessing, bro. And this is why, you know, I wanted to sit down with you.
Yeah.
This is why, you know, I welcomed your brother, because he went through his time as well. You know, I know it sucks when he got locked up. Like, damn, my little brother. You know, and you can't protect him. You're not there with him. So now you got this, like, man, I hope he learned all the beatdowns I gave him. I hope it made him stronger. But
it wasn't, if I to believe you, tell you the truth was vice versa. He would beat me up.
But let's touch on you know, but like again, man, it's a blessing, bro, that you are where you are now. And hey, I tried to help you though. God damn it, background check, motherfucker. Let's talk about how that clique that you talk about all the time, that you talk to me about, that y'all, cause it's technically like the way alcoholics and drug addicts and they stick together. You know, hey, let's help each other. Don't pick up. You know, put that beer down. But this is different. You guys, you and your brothers from jail, the ones that are free, you know. Y'all stay together. Y'all support each other. You know, you throw a party every year in your house, pool party, barbecue. You know, come share what I got. And then the ones that are inside, you know, I'm pretty sure you still got friends inside. You got friends inside. You take care of them. It could be $20. It could be $50 or whatever it is a month. A letter, a picture. In contact with their mom. Like, that is real fucking loyalty, bro. And I like I said, I've never experienced that. I got friends I grew up with that I'm loyal to, but for you to take that trauma, because it's fucking trauma, bro. Even the story with the fucking kid getting raped in fucking Elmira, like that's trauma, bro. Like 17, 18, 19 years old, that's fucking trauma. And now y'all grown men still sticking together, holding each other down. You even told me one of your brothers came home, didn't have nowhere to stay. You paroled him to your house.
Yeah, he's still paroled to my house.
He's still paroled to your house.
Paroled to my house.
He's doing good things. If you want to, give him a shout out.
Yeah, my man Tato, you know, that's my brother. And yeah, he came home and, you know, he ain't had a place to stay. I got him paroled to my house because I'm not under parole no more, you know. So I paroled him to my house and he started going to school. He just recently finished school and he's actually a peer counselor. And he came out in the news recently because, you know, you
showed me the video. That was dope.
You know, he works for a new company out of Brooklyn, and he's a peer counselor and a drug addiction counselor. And he's doing good, but he's still paroled to my house, you know what I'm saying? And I'll hold him down until he get on his feet because, yo, that's what we do. If we don't hold each other down, yo, ain't nobody gonna do it for us, you know?
Yo, that's fucking beautiful, bro. Like, I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah.
Like if that let's say your wife was my mom, like or my sister. I'm like, what the fuck you bringing a fucking jail nigga to this fucking house? It's natural reaction.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But the fact that she, like you said, fucking, she's in your corner holding you down.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she's trusting your judgment.
Yeah. And
she's trusting the fact that, you know what, babe, if this is what God wants you to do, this is what we're gonna do.
That's her outlook on everything, bro. For her, she believes anything that happens is God's will. So when I told her, I said, listen, you know, está saliendo, he don't got a place to stay. We got to hold him down till he get it on his feet.
That's real, bro.
Her answer to me was, well, if you got to do that, then that's what God wants you to do.
No hesitation.
No hesitation whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I love that about her. And that's why I say, yo, to me, she's a gift from God. Because from my past and everything I've done, everything I've been through, to get a woman like that, I say, coño, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't by chance.
Let me ask you a question. Because this just fucking hit me. How do you talk to a woman like your wife and tell her, I've been in jail fucking 32 years, you know, I've hurt people, how does she... The first date, like, I don't know when this fucking conversation happened, but when do you say, yeah, I'm a fucking criminal? Like, I'm a fucking gangster. I've hurt people. I fucking killed people. Like, what the? I'm running. Like, I'm out of here. Yo, how does she accept that?
The funny part is, when I first met my wife, right, her little sister's married to my cousin.
Okay.
You know, I told you I got some cousins in Long Island. So I met her sister, and I met her dad, and I got cool with both her sister and her dad and everything before I met her. When I met her, she was actually in a relationship. She ain't pay me no mind. She knew nothing about me. But I looked at her and I said, coño, I think this is the one. So after I met her, I ain't see her for a while, but I kept asking my cousin, yo,
how's Shorty, yo?
How's Wendy? And my cousin was like, oh, she's okay. I see him again, yo, what's up? Yo, how's Wendy? Oh, she's okay. Pasó como like 7 months, and one day I said, yo, how's Wendy? Oh, she's okay. And then she said, well, she's a little stressed out. And I said, why? She said, oh, she broke up with a man. I said, when? He said, like 7 months ago. And I said, nigga, you telling me now? And he's looking at me like, oh. He says, why? And I said, yo. And he says, oh, you like Wendy? I said, why the hell you think I'm asking you all that every fucking time I see you? I'm asking you for. And like the light bulb went off and he said, oh. So I said, yo, I want to talk to her. So me being old school, believe it or not, I actually talked to her sister first, which was my cousin's wife. And I said, yo, because they knew my past.
Yeah.
Wendy didn't. So I said, I would like to talk to her with all respect if it ain't going to bother you. And I told her father the same thing. And they knew me, even though they knew my past, they knew me now. And they said, yo, go for it. So my cousin, Tanya, actually did like a little party though. So we all got there and they made sure they invited Wendy. So when we was playing dominoes and when she was gonna go home, I followed her outside and I said, yo, listen, I wanna take you out. I still wasn't working yet. So I said, listen, I wanna take you out. Let me take you out. I said, I ain't got no money, but I could get you like an ice cream.
You being serious?
I said, I ain't got no money. I get you an ice cream and shit, you know what I'm saying? And we could just walk and talk, you know what I'm saying? For you could get to know me. And she tells me, well, I gotta tell you, I'm not really like that, I'm all about the church and all that, so it all depends. You wanna go out with me? Why? What's your intentions? Because I don't party and I'm all God. God is my first. So I said, that's all right. And I said, I want to go out with you because you're going to be my wife. And she says, this motherfucker's crazy.
Wow.
That's what she said. She said, este tipo está loco, right? And I said, yo, I'm serious. And she wound up letting me take her out. But she was thinking I was crazy. But I told her, but yo, I'm at the age. I knew what I wanted. And I knew she was it. And you can see I married her, So I wasn't bugging, I wasn't crazy, I married her,
Hey man, that's a blessing, bro. But yo, you know what? You like I said when we started, thank you for your time. That's number one. Yeah. Thank you for your time. When I started this 2 years ago, I wanted to do things like this, make it. Put it out there. None of my interviews are about negativity. None of my interviews are about, bullshit. I want to send a message. In your case, the message is they gave me life in prison. You know what? And how they say in Spanish, te pagaron.
Yeah.
You know what? And look where you are now, brother. You know what I'm saying? You helping people. You helping, I'm pretty sure, your family, your brother's happy for you, your comrades that are here outside, you guys are sticking together like family because you are family.
Yeah.
Even though you're not blood, but you know what? You guys went through traumas at fucking 16, 17, 18, Rikers Island, and y'all formed a brotherhood. And, the fact that you support your brothers that are outside and inside, yo, you doing the right thing, bro. So, like you said, don't ever, let anyone tell you that you're a fucking criminal. You did that. That's what I am now is what is gonna make who you are right now. You know what I'm saying? And for the kids that are out there, don't do this. This is, I'm pretty sure you wanna clarify that to the kids, like, bro, don't do this. And for and for guys coming home, yeah, they might not know you. What kind of word you got for them? Like for guys coming home from 25, 10, whatever, and they not part of your clique. What and then we're gonna wrap it up after this. What advice do you have for them if they feel like they're coming home to loneliness and to no support?
Stick to your guns. You know what I'm saying? Come home. it ain't gonna be easy in the beginning, but you can't let the tough moments define the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Take those little moments and say, yo, if I've been through this for 10 years, I can go through 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months on a rough patch until my motherfucking feet hit solid ground.
And remain positive.
Remain positive.
Remain clean, because that PO would throw your ass back in there.
Yeah. And the outcome is worth it. Look at me now, bro. I've been 5 years. I own my own home. I got statue. I own a truck, a car, a motorcycle. I got a beautiful wife. I do my pool parties, barbecue pool parties 2-3 times a year for all my brothers.
And you could buy a lot of ice cream.
And I could buy a lot of ice cream, bro.
Yo, that's how we're gonna end it, baby. That's it, people. Live with ABFIVE. I ain't gotta say no more. Live with ABFIVE, baby. We did it. Thank you, Pito.
Peace.
Thank you, Eddy. We out of here.
Right. Peace.
That was great, bro. That was fucking amazing.